Major Slack Videos.
Hey, welcome back to Major Slack Videos, your first stop for Express Elden Ring gameplay. This is the Maliketh boss fight. I'm going to show you the boss fight first, and then I'm going to show you how I prepped for the boss fight, and then I'm going to do a slow motion replay of the boss fight and give you play-by-play action of exactly what went down. This is basically what I call the Shabriri's Woe Full Moon Night Comet strategy, which worked really well. Tried a number of different times and it worked like a charm. This was after struggling with a rock sling strategy for literally days, and then finally I said, okay, that's it, rock sling doesn't work, and I switched over to the full moon and it worked like a charm. Unbelievable. Anyways, let's play the boss fight, or let's run the boss fight. Like I said, I'll do that without commentary, and then afterwards I'll show you how I prepped for it, and then we'll do a slow motion replay and I'll give you play-by-play action of the boss fight. Alright, roll it.
I will not have it stolen from me again. Astonished. Why cover destined death? To kill what?
Alright, let's break it down on how I got ready for the Maliketh boss fight. First of all, thank you for your patience. I'm sorry for my absence. I had a lot going on recently. Some of you know I was down with the flu. And just when I was starting to recover from that, we lost power here for about half a day, and then that was in the middle of an upload, and then when power came back, I couldn't for the life of me get an upload happening for some reason. I think it had something to do with the power going out in the middle of the upload. Spent another half a day trying to trying to upload a video. That didn't work, had to wait till the next day. And on top of all that, I had some personal shit going on of the female persuasion. So I just like, while you were sick, yeah, while I was sick, yeah, whatever. Anyway, so I'm back now. I'm fully recovered, and I'm back and I'm ready. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so here's how I prepared for the Maliketh boss fight. First of all, I really tried very hard to make the rock sling strategy work, and I failed miserably. It just wasn't working, so I finally decided to switch to Renella's Full Moon. Oddly enough, this was the best spell. So let's start off with the this is pretty much set up exactly the way it should be. The armor, you want the scaled helm, scaled gauntlets, and the scaled greaves. Here you can get away with Haslow's armor. This here, okay? Carrying Regal Scepter. In the offhand, you want Staff of Loss and the Golden Bow Dagger here. Okay, as for talismans, you can get away without using the Arsenal Charm. Talismans, I would put Radagon Icon, which will make you cast spells faster. and you want as much magic protection as possible. So definitely the Spell Drake Talisman and the Pearl Drake Talisman. Okay, so that's our loadout. Once again, carrying Regal Scepter, Sacred Dagger with Golden Vow, Staff of Loss in the offhand. This is my armor. Or whatever armor, the most armor you can muster up without going into heavy load here. Alright, and these are the 4 talismans. Oh, sorry. To start off with, what you want is Shabriri's Woe. Okay, because we're going to be using the Mimic tier. And if we cast the Mimic tier while we have Shabriri's Woe on, and then we quickly switch over to the Gold Scarab afterwards, what's going to happen is Gurrank / Maliketh is going to go almost, not quite, almost exclusively after our Mimic tier, because that's what it does. Okay, and then we're going to switch back. Okay, so start off with Shabriri's Woe. And just to simplify things, I would strongly recommend that you go to your chest and dump all unused talismans, so that when you switch over, you're not going to be fumbling around through your talismans. So dump all these in, everything that you're not using. Put them all in the chest. This worked really well, because I found that was the one thing that really bothered me. It's just like the sheer panic of switching over from Shabriri's Woe to the Gold Scarab. Okay, so just the talismans, all the talismans you're using, plus the Gold Scarab. Spells, once again, I would minimize just the spells you're going to use. I'm kind of on the fence now about whether Terra Magic is really going to be worth it. I'll talk about that during the fight when we do the slow motion retake. But for now, let's put it on, and then you want Renella's Full Moon, and then you want Night Comet for the Maliketh part of the boss fight. Okay, so that's Full Moon for Gurrank and Night Comet for Maliketh, and I'm kind of wondering whether it's really worth it using Terra Magic. Watching back the replay of the fight I just did, which was my first attempt, right? Worked perfectly. I did this another time too. Reloaded, saved, tried again, first attempt, blew him away. So it's a really good strategy. It's a solid strategy. I'm kind of wondering though, Terra Magica. Anyways, during the slow motion replay, I'll talk about that. You can decide for yourself. As for Flask, I would go an even split. Okay, 6 to 6. Don't forget your Mimic tier, use HP. Wondrous Physic. Definitely go with Magic Shrouding Cracked here. And to help with during the Maliketh part of the boss fight, when he hits you with that magic spell that just gradually depletes your health. First it blasts your health right away, and then on top of that, your health is gradually like grinding down because of this, like the after effects of the spell. It's a real bitch, because it takes you by surprise every time you think you're good, and then, like, you know, 10 seconds later you're almost dead. So to combat that, I strongly recommend the Crimson Burst Crystal tier, which we just recently acquired. As you're going to see in the slow motion replay, this really helps. Okay, steadily restores HP for a time in physics. Okay, so for the full 3 minutes, your health is steadily restoring. That's going to combat that. Okay, so Magic Shroud and Crack tier and Crimson Burst Crystal tier. And finally, I think that's about it. Flask. Okay, and that's it. Last thing you want to do is spend all your money. However you want to. Decided for me that your mileage may vary, but I decided the best thing for me is to buy a Somber Smithing Stone 3. Okay, so let's go up to EG.
Well, my fast walk.
Okay, buy a Somber 3, and I've still got 134 runes left. Let's just go to the Church of El and buy some. I was pausing there because I was wondering why in practice runs I had 534 runes left for some odd reason. It's because of this. I'm not sure. Anyways,
Always.
spend all your money.
Goodbye.
That's it. I can stand to lose 14 runes. And finally, respec. We're gonna go up and visit Renella. Respec. This is important because you want as much health as possible. Right now we're under leveled for this fight, so we want every advantage. The priority is to be able to cast the full moon spell, so we need intelligence at 70, and then we're gonna put all the rest into health, and then try to reproduce all the other stats
Flee, my sweeting.
the best we can.
Come out from whence ye hide. Ah, is it that to become?
Okay, so if you're following this walkthrough, you should have lots of larval tears, and this will cost 1 larval tear. Okay, so boom.
Now,
Okay, we're gonna respec. Once again, the priority is being able to cast Renella's full moon. That requires 70 intelligence. Now we're gonna get 5 intelligence from Gobrick's Great Rune, so we only need to bring intelligence up to 65. So the first thing you're gonna do is bring intelligence up to 65. Plus Gobrick's Great Rune, that'll bring it up to 70. Next, you want to prioritize health. So I would recommend putting Vigor up to 55, plus Gobrick's Great Rune, that'll bring it up to 60, and that's the soft cap. After that, you're not getting much bang for your buck. Like, you know, the return on putting more points in starts to diminish. So 55, and then you're gonna try to reproduce everything else the way it was. You can see on the left there, the number highlighted in white is your original stats. You're gonna fall short, so I would prioritize mind, and then you're gonna fall short on endurance and strength. I think I'm pretty much out now. Here between an endurance and strength, I would go with endurance. That's it. And don't worry about strength. Okay, so that's how you're gonna respec. Let me just give you a clear shot of everything there. Okay, so your mileage may vary, but that's the way I prioritize. Prioritize intelligence first, 65, then vigor up to 55, then try to return your mind to where it was, and then put the remaining points into endurance, and forget about strength. There we go. And this will bring your health up to 1900, which you're going to need. There we go, 1900 health. Done and done. And that's it. We're ready, Freddy. Back to beside the Great Bridge. You probably want to practice a couple of things at the beginning so that you're not fumble fingering around once you get into the fight. You definitely want to use the gold pick up foul foot. Get your flask of Wondrous Physic ready to go. I wouldn't bother with Spell-proof dried liver. It's just going to chew up valuable time as you're taking it, even though this will provide you with more magic resistance. But yeah, it's just going to chew up valuable time, and time is of essence. And that is it. Hopefully you've got a good supply of rune arcs. I've got 24. Okay, so you want your gold pickle foul foot in a place that's easily accessible. And like I said, I would do a few practice runs here so you're not fumbling around. Make sure you got everything set up like that. You got your health ready to go. So the first thing you're going to do is take your Flask of Wondrous Physic. So Flask of Wondrous Physic, then Golden Bow, then switch over to the Staff. Then you're going to go in, alright? And I would do that a couple times just to get it down. so that you're not fumble fingering around, even though it's before the fight. Unfortunately, they don't give you an opportunity to be in the arena afterwards. So I'd show you a dry run of all the strategies in the actual arena, but I can't do it because there's a cutscene and then you get zapped over to, or teleported over to the Lanedale, the Ashen Capital, right away afterwards. Okay, so once again, have your Golden Bow Dagger ready to go, Flask of Wondrous Physic, Golden Bow, switch to the Staff. You could recharge FP, but like this, you're going to get 1 Terra Magica and 2 full moons before you can have to recharge. Okay, and once you get in there, the first thing you're going to do is cast your Mimic Tear. The minute you go in and cast your Mimic Tear, and then don't even wait. Don't even wait. 2 things are going to happen when you go in. It all happens on, or rather, it all depends on how fast Gurrank rushes you. Okay? 2 things are going to happen. He's going to either rush you slowly, or he's going to rush you quickly. In either case, don't even worry about it. Don't even think about trying to ascertain whether he's rushing you slowly or rushing you quickly. You're going to cast your Mimic Tear, and then you're going to quickly go into your inventory and switch your Shabriri's Woe over to Gold Scarab. That way, the Mimic Tear is going to be using Shabriri's Woe, and you're going to be using Gold Scarab. And hopefully, this will cause Gurrank and Maliketh to go exclusively after your Mimic Tear, which will get those guys off your ass. Now, you're going to see in the slow motion replay, it didn't work perfectly. I'm not sure if I switched over to the Gold Scarab too quickly or what, but there were times when Gurrank came after me and Maliketh came after me. Anyways, I'll explain during the slow motion replay what went down. Alright, so that's it. That's how I prepared. Let's switch over to the slow motion replay and I'll give you a play-by-play of what happened during the fight. Alright, here we go. Slow motion replay with play-by-play commentary. Flask of Wondrous Physic. This is about half speed that we're running at, okay? Golden Vow. Switch over to the Staff. Enter. Spawn the Mimic Tear, which will reduce our health, because the Mimic Tear takes HP instead of FP. Out goes the Mimic Tear. Immediately access the inventory and switch over Shabriri's Woe to Gold Scarab. Now you can see my Mimic Tear is spawning now, so I'm pretty sure that this works. This is a scenario where Gurrank is rushing slowly, so I had lots of time. So I'm drinking up my health to recover, and you see Gurrank is going after my Mimic Tear, so I'm pretty sure the Shabriri's Woe worked because I was actually closer. And he chose to go after the Mimic Tear. Okay, so Terra Magica, this is the point where I'm wondering whether it's really worth it because I only got off 1 full moon in the Terra Magica circle. So I cast Terra Magica, and then full moon, and then Gurrank went after me now. So he flushed me out. Actually, sorry, I got 2 full moons in the Terra Magica circle. So yeah, I think it's actually worth it. And now he's going after me. I took a hit. He knocked me out of this full moon, so that didn't go. As for evading, I just spam roll. I mean, I don't bother, you know which way I'm gonna roll. And then I can see he's going after my Mimic Tear, so out goes another refill FP, or HP rather, and out goes another full moon. He hit me here. This one hit. And then I got another full moon off before he could hit me. So I took one for the team, but the full moon got off. And that put him into the second phase of the fight. So it basically takes, 4 full moons to finish off the first phase. Now here what you want to do is you want to rush Maliketh. Because what's Maliketh that he's doing is he's going after Mimic Tear. And what happens is your Mimic Tear tends to stick close to you. So you want to get away from your Mimic Tear as quickly as possible. And switch over to Night Comet and just spam that Night Comet. Regardless. And here I lost a beat because the game refused to take input when I drank my FP flask. I lost a little bit of time there. But yeah, no matter what, just spam Night Comet and stay at medium distance and pray that your Mimic Tear survives. My Mimic Tear survived quite readily. And as you can see, Night Comet works perfectly on Maliketh because it tracks him. Here now he's going after me. And you can see the Crimson Burst Crystal Tears working now. See, it's recovering my health. And I decided to pop out one more Night Comet, even though Maliketh was obviously coming after me. I knew he was close to death. Popped out one more Night Comet, and that's it. And then I quickly took my Gold Pickle Foul Foot, and that's it. And as you can see, I survived the fight quite readily. I had 3 flasks of Cerulean Tears left over, 3 flasks of Crimson Tears left over, and my Mimic Tear was still at half health. And I did this again a couple more times. It's a solid strategy, pretty much the same thing every time. So that's it. That's my Maliketh boss fight strategy. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. And here's the cutscene that immediately follows the boss fight.
The rune of death is unbound. And the lands between are shrouded by death's dark fate. But the flames will also burn the impenetrable thorns. Farewell it is then. You'll be Elden Lord yet.
And there we go, Lanedale Blaze and Runes. It has become Lanedale the Ashen Capital. And they give you a Sight of Grace here. Have a little rest, and that is it. Coming up next is the Gideon Ofnir boss fight. Following that is the Horalu boss fight. Following that is the final Elden Beast boss fight, and that's it. The game is done. Yep, final 4 boss fights, that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. If you thought this was remotely entertaining and or informative, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, post a comment, and most importantly, subscribe to make sure you get all my videos hot off the press. Alright, see you next time. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1, that's all. That's all it takes. Alright? Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.